But then this is going to be such a terrifying day that Allah now mentions a strange scene that is hard for you and me to relate to because we don't have this experience. But I'll share with you some things about it from the original Arabic, and then I'll share with you how this applies to us. Allah says, وَإِذَا الْعِشَارُ عُطِّلَتْ. When the pregnant camel, the she-camel obviously, when the pregnant camel that is pregnant for 10 months, and by the way, camels deliver between 10 and 12 months, so they could go any moment at that point. When that kind of a camel is going to be left to roam free, ta'attalat actually is the word for it that Allah uses is used for women. When a woman is going through serious depression and decides to not take care of herself, and so they say عطلت المرأة تعطل عطلا وعطولا أو تعطلت إذا لم يكن عليها حلي ولم تلبس الزينة وخلا جيدها من القلائد. If she puts no makeup on, she doesn't take care of her eyes, her skin is getting all, crusty or whatever, she's got bags under her eyes, she doesn't put any jewelry on, and people look at her and go, what happened to you? Where, do you have a, you look like someone I know. Like, they say about that woman, she's experiencing utul. Now what that means is she's not taken care of. Like she stopped caring about herself, right? The reason this is important to understand, I'll read some Arabic to you and then I'll translate. Al-ishar jam'u ushra. وهي الناقة الحامل إذا بلغت 10 أشهر لحملها فقاربت أن تضع حملها لأن النوق تحمل عاما كاملا. والعشار أنفس مكاسب العرب. This is the important part. A camel was already an important, expensive commodity back in the day, right? If you're going to be living in the desert, then your horse ain't going to get you from one village to another. It's going to die on the way, and so will you. You want something that's going to have a big gas tank. It's going to last one end to the other, and you're going to go and do trade. You're going to buy a bunch of stuff and bring it back. Where are you going to load it on? You're going to need the camel. It's your truck back in the day. This is your business. This is your vessel. This is the ship of the sands. Right? So it's a really expensive thing. And it's a lot of money to keep a camel, to feed a camel. The thing's got a big appetite, Especially in a desert environment, water is in short supply, and it's going to drink a lot of water, right? So it's an expensive investment, but it pays off. Now what they do is if they're lucky enough to have a female camel and it's pregnant, you know what that means? They're about to double their investment. It's going to give birth, and now I have 2 instead of 1. Cars don't do that, trucks don't do that, So it's actually gonna, double my investment, double my wealth. So when a camel was pregnant, they would go out of its way to feed it, not load anything on it, take care of it, keep it in the shade, because they want the baby to come out right. Not because they care, but because that's money in the belly. So they've got to really go out of their way to take care of this thing. So of all the animals that you saw in Arab society, the animal that got treated royally, like, don't mess with this one, and they'd rather sleep outside and let it sleep in the shade, is going to be the she-camel. What does Allah do? He says, وَإِذَا الْعِشَارُ عُطِّلَتْ. When that she-camel that is so valuable to the Arabs, it's about to give birth, is going to be left like nobody cares for it. You know what that means? People who spend a lot of time caring for such a camel are preoccupied with something else. So much so that their most important expensive investment is left completely unattended. How could that be? This is actually an incredible continuation from something that it kind of answers the question that was created in the previous surah. لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مِّنْهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ شَأْنٌ يُغْنِيهِ. Every individual will have something that preoccupies them on that day that will make them unconcerned about everything else. And now you see a ishar walking around, a pregnant camel walking around, left abandoned, uncared for. Its fur is all scruffy. It's running around. It looks like it hasn't eaten. That when you look at it like that, that's a shocking scene for an Arab. If they saw a ishar left alone, they'd be like, "Who's crazy? Who left their Ferrari with the doors open like that?" For days and days.